Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Professionals Forum. Thank you for joining us. It is our pleasure to introduce our MC for the conference, Matt Rogers. Matt is a TV show personality, NFL announcer, and business owner. After winning a Rose Bowl championship with the Washington Huskies, Matt was a Season 3 finalist on American Idol, where he went on to partner with Discovery Channel on shows such as Gold Rush and Deadliest Catch. He is our hometown announcer for the Tennessee Titans and our MC today. Please welcome Matt Rogers.
Let's go! What is going on? Professionals Forum 2024, we're back at it again. How's everybody doing? You look fantastic. I do see a cowboy hat in the crowd. I love it. Welcome to Nash Vegas. Who's from out of town? Who came here from out of town? Mostly everybody. Are you enjoying it? You got to go to the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman, Old Smoky Distillery. When did most people get here? Last night? Yes? Are you excited? Last year was so awesome, we decided to do it again. And as you know, everything with Professionals Forum is first class. You should have felt that a little bit last night for the welcome, and we actually had our crew to capture some of those hot moments. Just to give you a little recap of last night and what you're in for this entire forum, take a look right here because this is all you. Check it out. Live strong. I don't know who you are, but we're going to be best friends by the time this is all said and done, baby. Come on. Welcome to Nashville. Honestly, we are very, very excited that you're here. If you got a little taste from last night, you are going to be surrounded by the best that your business has to offer. Last year was my first year here, and again, just a normal guy from the city that came here to just be a part of this, knew nothing about the insurance business or life insurance for that matter. And one thing that I will say is just being back there, listening and watching the speakers, it was about probably like 2 hours into last year. I was like, okay, there's something to what they're saying. And then you fast forward now, Tom got me on my first 10 pay. So I am, yes! I'm in the club, baby. I went home, I told my wife, I said, listen, I don't understand everything they're talking about. I just know you're gonna thank me in about 10 years or maybe 5 years from now. So, and honestly, it's awesome. It's, you start to think bigger, you start to do bigger. Just being in the room today is gonna be an absolute game changer for you. So I'm really excited to bring out your host, our first speaker, and the man that we all love, no pun intended. But of course, I'm talking about your host, Tom Love. He is a coach, a mentor, a speaker, and an author. He is presented at the $1 Million Roundtable and a lifetime top of the table producer. Tom started the Breakaway League in 2009, and under his direction, he teaches advisors how to build their clients' wealth off the radar screen from income tax purposes using the current tax code. And that's stuff personally that he is still teaching me. And we're moving money around from 401k, which I used to think was awesome, and now he's like teaching me different. So he's an expert at that. So Tom frequently shares his industry knowledge with groups like this through live events, virtual meetings, and he's now creating an online series of courses teaching advisors how to make life insurance a want rather than a need. And Tom is the founder of the Professionals Forum. So with that, please welcome to the stage the one and only Tom Love. The Love Doctor. Let's have a seat, shall we? When do I get to start calling you Dr. Love?
When I get an MD, I guess.
Well, I give him a little taste. I mean, I'm sure you heard me backstage, but you have changed the game for me in what I thought was possible. Like I was telling him, just sitting backstage last year, I'm like, wait a minute. They're talking and thinking like bankers. Like, I don't have to go to a bank anymore. I could borrow for myself and do stuff like that. So just being around Professionals Forum, for me, changed everything last year. And, you know, I'm 45 years old now, so it's kind of like I feel like rejuvenated. What made you, with Professionals Forum, what made you continue on the journey and basically do Professionals Forum?
I have been very lucky, very fortunate, very successful in the life insurance business, and I've always wanted to give back. And I think at this point in my career, I do want to give back. Today, life insurance selling has never been easier. It's not because the product got better. It's not because the government regulations got better. It's because I got better. And I have found, I think, I don't want to call it the secret sauce, but I have found ways that you can articulate what you believe in a manner that will become attractive to others, and you really don't have to sell anything. So the idea of putting together the forum was to put together a group of presenters who are storytellers, thinkers, entrepreneurs, and present complicated stuff very simple. And it's, to me, giving back, it's my wife keeps asking, when are you going to retire? And as long as I can share a story with someone who's been in the business, whether it's 6 months or 60 years, and I see their jaw drop, or I see their eyes fall out of their head, that to me is my mojo. That gets me excited, because this industry is the best industry in the world. I believe everything we do has a purpose, and if we're students of the game, the more we practice, the more we understand what our job is, the easier this gets. And putting together this forum, I don't want it to be a sales pitch. As a matter of fact, there is no selling on stage. We've got speakers' booths on the 4th floor where you had breakfast. I encourage you to spend time with all of the speakers. But we've got 10 hours of opportunity this year where more is done on break than there is by listening to a speaker. So I want to give back. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this, but this is fun for me. I wish there were more people here. We've got quite a few people that are streaming, so we are reaching out, but I'm not done. I'm not done.
Now, I can say, I mean, one thing that I hope that you all take away from this is, again, honestly, I know you see me up here as like the host and stuff, but I'm like a consumer, like a client. Again, 12 months ago, I didn't know anything we were talking about. I was just listening backstage. And the whole time I was thinking like, well, that's great for other people, but I could never do that. I don't have that kind of money or this and that. But when you sat down with me and you showed me, like, I had it the whole time, you just educated me on how to move it. So how you're saying, you know, it's not as complex or as hard as people think. And I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm an ex-football player. I graduated with a 1.96 GPA. I am not the smartest person in here. No, but I say that to say this, like, you sat down with me and you showed me I already had it. It just took a professional to show me how to rearrange it and do it. So with that, for them in the audience and those streaming online, how can they make today, because for me as a consumer, that was a career change decision for me in terms of my scope of life. But for them in the audience and streaming online, how can this forum be a career-changing move for them by being here or by watching?
Well, here's the interesting part. You only have to take 1 or 2 ideas and your income level increases. And then you attend another function like this, and then your income increases from another 1 or 2 simple ideas. when you build off of a strong foundation, and I'm going to talk a little bit about where that foundation is, but here's my suggestion, whether it's streaming or whether you're here, please don't take notes, and I'm going to tell you why. It's recorded. So what I want you to do is I want you to try and stay at 10,000 feet, and I want you to ask yourself, why is the presenter saying what they're saying? Start thinking into their head. Start digging into where they're coming from. And I think you'll see how the story develops and how passionate they can be, because everything that's going to be said up here is because of a powerful belief that the presenter has. And you should really be digging deep. Go one layer lower. Find out why they're doing this. And I'm amazed at the people in the industry who think the solution is leads. Buy leads. You need leads. You need leads of rich, stupid people. And you need leads that have been sold 7 times by the 6 people in your office that have called them and they're not even interested anymore. You do not need a lead to make a sale. You need to have what is your purpose in this business. So I'm going to ask you to kind of be cautious about jotting down as much as you can. Great, concepts, okay, but listen why they're speaking in the fashion they're speaking. That is the secret sauce. And can you replicate it? Probably not. But can you listen and understand it? Yes, and build your own.
So more so, like, are you saying, like, listen to why they're saying what they're saying instead of like what and writing down one-liners?
Yeah, there's so many times when you hear something great, you want to write it down, you're now not listening to the rest of the story. And usually it's a complete story they're trying to tell you, not just a power phrase or a bomb. I'm going to go over several today. Power phrases, bombs, snippets, questions, stories to share. And the reason why we're recording this is so that you can enjoy what that question means, what is its impact, and then when you're home, you can study this whole thing, dissect it, memorize it, word for word, good, great, wonderful. But for right now, just enjoy where we are. Look at each of these speakers are different, but each of them have the same common goal, and that's to make insurance selling easier. Because as I said, I've been doing this almost 50 years, and it's never gotten easier than it is right now. And I think it's transferable. I didn't have a 1.9, but it wasn't higher. It wasn't much higher than that. And by the way, no one has ever asked me my GPA when I graduated.
Yeah, no, hey,
Nobody.
It worked out well. I always tell my dad, see, Dad, it worked out okay. I'm still at the professionals forum, so. So setting you up for what you're about to talk about, you were talking about stories and why things matter. The significance of the hourglass. So you created this coveted award that you present at your group. It's called the hourglass. What's the significance of it? And can you share it with the audience? And with that, I'll head backstage and you can kind of get it going. Thank you. Give it up for Tom Love. Here we go.
Okay, the hourglass to me, if you think of how it's shaped, at the top are billions of grains of sand. And the reason it's appropriate for today is because not one presentation, not one story, not one concept, not one sales idea, power phrase, snippet, whatever, is any more important than any other. If you've looked at that hourglass, there isn't one grain of sand that is any larger than any other, for it would clog that vortice, that narrow part. So I want you to think of these grains of sand. When you turn the hourglass over, this is everything you're going to hear today and tomorrow. And as it goes through that vortice, that narrow part of that hourglass, that's you. That is the value proposition that you bring to the conversation. So as those grains of sand fall, it's your story, not mine, and not the presenter's. Verify, clarify, apply. When you hear something you like, use it. Build off it. I don't need mini-me's running around the country. I don't need mini-Tommies saying the same story, but what I do hope is to have an impact on people's lives so that they can find something they believe, articulate in a way that becomes attractive to others, and then go out and tell your story. Be attractive to people who want to do business with you. Now, it's amazing to me, I'm a member of several groups in Facebook, and how many times I hear people crying, how do I talk to people? How do I see more people? And I try to teach just having a conversation will get you to speak to people. You know, in order to be a great salesperson, you first have to be a salesperson. 50 years in the business, people, I found that out last week. Here I am striving to be as good as I possibly can be. I want to be the best I can be. And we've got a whiteboard in our office that's 18 feet long, 7 feet high. And we start on the left, not me. There's a gentleman in the office that'll start on the left, does a brain dump. We take pictures, we erase it, starts on the left, goes to the right, brain dump. And in the middle, lower portion of the whiteboard, in order to be a great salesman, you have to be a good salesman. If it's difficult for you to get out and talk to someone, this might not be the best career choice. I challenge you, when you're sitting in an audience like this and you listen to a speaker and you absorb their passion and you're just mesmerized, I can do that. No, you can't. I'm sorry to tell you. No, you can't. But I'll tell you what you can do. You can sure as heck ask them why they believe that. And here's what's going to floor you. They're going to be able to articulate it better than you think. And it's probably different than what you think. I've got 6 parts of my conversation today. I have 51 minutes left. I'm going to talk about the actual presentation. I'm going to give you snippets of how I'm able to write on average of $77,000 of premium per case. And people are asking, how much can I put in? Now, when I first heard this, I thought there's no such thing as people wanting to buy trash value life insurance. I'm sorry, if you know where you are, you'll get it, you'll understand that. This is Nashville. Hint, hint, hint. I'm going to then go into actual not PowerPoint. I'm not technologically too smart, but we're going to go power phrases, conversation starters, snippets, if questions. I'm going to then talk a little about AI. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Amazon is trying to find a way to sell life insurance. And if they can find a way to sell life insurance, we're unemployed. But I've got good news for you. At the end of my presentation, I'm going to show you why you're going to stay here. I've got a lot of people to thank for this. And then I want to finish by endorsing not only NAFA, but any organization that will storm the Hill. I'm sorry, I have to be careful now how I say that. That will go to Washington, D.C. on your behalf and speak to congressmen and senators about the power of permanent life insurance in the financial services world. But it's interesting. I have been fortunate. I've got an IT information gentleman who has been working with us for about 4 months. And I just want to show of hands. Has anyone gotten an email from me lately? So let me tell you, I have sent out 100 million emails, Facebook ads, posts, snippets. We've reached hundreds of thousands of people. And again, I go back to the crap that's on Facebook. I want to find a way to reach more people. And I think it's because I need to do Facebook ads. I'm thrilled this morning. I'm going to bring out on stage here for a few minutes, and his name is Jim, and I'm going to have him tell you a little bit about what we've done over the last 3 or 4 months. The numbers are absolutely ridiculous. But you get a choice, people. One of 2 things. You want to sell life insurance, or do you want to be an iTech or a tech guy? Because you can't do both. When you see what this gentleman has done in 3 months, and if you think you can do it, you will never sell another insurance policy. Jim's in our office, and I don't think he looks over his computer twice a day. And the rest of it is focusing on that computer. So if you would please put your hands together and welcome Jim. Jim Marsh, come out, please. Jim Graham, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I wanted to give him a stool on purpose because really it's almost like he doesn't like to be or want to be a part of the office. He just sits in his little area and just lives on his computer. But Jim, I'm going to stand on the side. You take off.
How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning. Welcome to Nashville. If you're new here, this is actually my first time here in the auditorium. It's really quite beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so let's see if we can see my screen. There we go. All right, so we're going to go into a couple things. If you want to take notes, please take notes. I'm going to help you out as best as I can. This is the Facebook ad dashboard for Ads Manager. Any of you seen this before? A few of you? Great. This is just a snapshot of what we've done over the last, well, let's just say last couple months since I came on board to help Tom. And I'm going to share with you how to have an effective Facebook ad. Is that okay? Okay, so just to give you an example, I'll just go into one here for, well, we'll just look at some ads. Because at the peak of our advertising, we were doing 600,000 ads each day. 600,000, okay? But the ad spend was no more than $50 per day. Okay, so just think about that. 600,000 ads, $50, do the math, and that would be the average spend per ad. I'm just going to bring up one so that you can actually see it here. This was Boot Camp 12. This was for a boot camp ad for an upcoming event, a live event, and also streaming. And I'm just going to go through real quickly. Only pay for impressions. Do not pay for clicks. Do not pay for a conversion, because you'll pay $20, $30 for each one of those. Clicks might be even $10, but pay for eyeballs, impressions. It's the cheapest way. So when we pay for impressions, we look for the audience. Obviously, the audience for what we're doing is life insurance agents, financial advisors, because we're going after people like you. You can also turn this ad right around and go towards your end user or your client-based prospect base, okay? That would be a different audience, but I'll just share with you how we do it. You can see here, it's a single video in this particular ad, but we do maybe 10 to 15 to 20 videos at a time, and then 20 headlines and 20 descriptions. So if I have 10 videos times 20 headlines, 10 times 20 is 200, and then 20 descriptions, 200 times 20. What is that number? That's right. So that's one ad, 4,000 of them unique, okay? And then Facebook rewards us with what works the best, and I'll go to that in just a minute. So here's an ad right here that we used. This is actually part of a testimonial. You can see she's right there, and then we have the ad, and then we have some, you'll see that we can, let's see, where's the text here? Go into this text. Yeah, so here's the primary text, Bootcamp Live, one day only, unlock your potential and take your 2024 and beyond to the next level, Nashville, Tennessee, March 4th, book now. And then we have a URL. Always put a URL in your text, in the message. Always have a URL, okay? If they don't know where to click, they won't click. And then what we do is we put arrows on both sides of where people click. Okay, so we want to get them right in. Sometimes I'll even do 2 lines. It looks like a mistake, but it's like 2 places to click. But I want to make sure the more chances we have to win, the more we'll win. And then the video. When we create a video, I like to have different pieces. So sometimes there'll be an intro. This one happens to have a yellow one, and I'll show it to you in just a second. We do different colors at the intro, which is an image that's part of the video. Then we go into a description of the video, which it could be Tom. It could be a testimonial. It could be someone else that's talking about the boot camp or something else that we have cooking. And then we go into the ending, which is the call to action. So when we change those up, each video becomes actually potentially 4 videos, okay? And then we change it up again, where we move the order around, and then it changes to now 16 videos very, very quickly. So it doesn't take long to do this. But once you start to go with ads, and I'll just play this one. I don't have sound out here, but I'll just play it so you can kind of see what happens. Oh, shoot. I just disconnected we'll start it over again. Sorry about that. Let me get it back in here. Sorry for the trouble. Here we go. Let's see if it comes back. It should come back here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Here, I'll play it again. Anyway, I don't have sound connected into the audio, but the idea here is that there are pieces here. If we can have a testimonial from anyone, we're going to win, okay? This isn't just buy my thing, come see my thing. It's about what other people think about us, okay? So when we get a small testimonial, it can be just a few seconds long. Boom, that's all we need, okay? So you can see the video here. She's talking. I can't go fast forward on it. Maybe I can here. Yeah. Then there's Tom right there. and then I go to the end where he has a call to action. This is key. Always make sure you have a call to action. You must have a call to action in everything you do. People will only do things that you ask them to do. If you ask them to do nothing, what do? Nothing, right? Nothing. Okay, so let's go back to the ad so you can see what happens here. I'm going to go back, and then we'll go back just one screen here so that you can see the money, because that's the most important thing. If anybody has a calculator out there, if you could use it for me. We'll just use the top one there, $51 for 17,437 unique eyeballs. What's the cost for each one? I understand. We need to get it approved. It's going to be a 0.00 and a 2, I bet. Right? 0.02 of a penny per eyeballs. Okay? Now, most people that I talk to when I hang out at Starbucks all the time because I do a lot of work in the Starbucks because I like the buzz, right? They'll come and say, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing Facebook ads. And then they'll see the number because they'll look over my shoulder and go, what is that? And they'll go, gosh, you know what? I'm paying 75 cents per impression, per eyeballs. And when they see this at 2 cents or 0.002, 0.02 of a penny, this changes the whole game. Okay, so this is really key. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you, which is not in Facebook, but now you get the idea, I'm going to go into YouTube. Most people in YouTube don't know how to set up a video. In fact, when I met Tom, he had someone else that was helping him, and they didn't keyword or hashtag your video. Who here uses ChatGTP? Please, everyone use ChatGTP. It's amazing. It's free. 3.5 version is free. Ask ChatGTP for today's keywords and hashtags for people searching for financial planners and life insurance agents. Okay? I asked for 20 at a time. Let me show you where I put those. I'm just going to go to this video here. We'll go to this. Let's see here. We'll go to one that's got, here we go. This is one of Tom's videos. And I'm going to show you, put it in the description. Now, do you see here there's the description at the top? Right? And there's a URL. I put the hashtags and the keywords way down the page so that you guys will never scroll down and you'll never see them, but they're there. Okay? And when you have 20 hashtags and 20 keywords, this is how it works. And this is how you get traffic. In this particular video, it has 1,200, something like that, views. Let me go back one. About 1,200 or something like that views. And it's because of the keywords that are used in the title. Everyone says you need more leads. No, you don't. What we found is that everyone's searching for leads. So if we want to go find life insurance agents and financial planners who are looking for leads, what do? Make sure we have leads in the headline. Okay, make sure we have leads in the content. Make sure we have that in the keywords and the hashtags. And then they come. This is actually Tom's biggest, most impactful video that he's done so far since I've been involved. When I met him, 11 views in maybe 2 or 3 months. This one has been, it looks like it was about a month ago, 1,200 views, all organic. Just from people searching and just from people coming in from an email that we send out, like to watch the weekly wisdoms. Anyway, that's all I have to offer. Tom, you ready?
It is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Appreciate it, Jim.